Okay, I'm gonna just look out my face because I don't know what I'm talking about yet. Welcome to a very special edition of the Dante Graves Show. On this episode, we're gonna try and make me look like a complete dumbass because I've been told that my Ouija board episode, which you all loved so much, is actually a complete farce, which is unsubstantiated fantasy to suggest that I don't know what I'm talking about. So I brought in a paranormal consultant. She's going to come in and tell me everything I did wrong, and she's going to attempt to disprove me disproving Ouija boards, ipso facto proving that they do in fact work. We're going to see how this goes. Who could that be? Why, it's my spooky counterpart.
Good evening, I'm Blair King. Nice to meet you.
Great, come on, have a seat, Blair.
Hi.
Okay, let's get to business here. So Blair, of course I know a lot about you, but tell the audience a little bit about who you are, what you are doing here.
Well, I'm just a supernatural, I wouldn't say expert, but I have some experience. I felt all my life I've had something attached to me, and I just kind of felt like, I don't know, something is always there, I just don't know what, and I've been curious, so I just study the fuck out of it.
As we all did. What makes you think that you're qualified to tell me how to do my job?
Well, there are a lot of things that could go wrong when using a Ouija board, and I wasn't...
My professional opinion on Ouija boards is that they're fucking dumb.
Personally, I believe you have to have an open mind to have an open experience. So if you have a closed off mind when going into it, you think, oh, this is bullshit, this isn't gonna work, it won't work.
Okay.
So if you go into it thinking, okay, is it real? Is it not? We're gonna find out. Let's have an open opinion and find out.
I used to have an open opinion about werewolves, and then one of them came up and bit me in the ass. So
Right,
I didn't,
yeah.
with like a werewolf, there's
course.
there's concrete evidence that I have seen with my own eyes that they exist.
Right.
With Ouija boards, it's a bit more abstract.
Well, you know, werewolves are assholes too.
Right.
You know.
And you obviously have dealt with the things that go bump in the night just as much as I may. Well, maybe not just as much as I have.
Maybe a little more.
Nah. But I'm open to being proved wrong about the Ouija board.
I have a bag full of goodies if you're interested.
Yeah, so show me your little portfolio.
Okay, so this isn't all my stuff, obviously, because I'd have like a whole trunk here.
Right, you're like Witch Shack.
Yeah.
So okay, what is your expertise then?
I wouldn't necessarily say I'm 100% Wiccan. I am openly practicing. I'm openly studying.
Like a witch.
Right.
Is that the correct term?
Well, technically, yes.
Okay, because in Scooby-Doo in The Witch's Ghost, the dude that was in the town, he was like deeply offended by the term witch, but he was a Wiccan, and Velma was like, no guys, you're not supposed to call him that.
Well, I mean, that's Scooby-Doo also, and I've never heard anybody get offended by being called a witch.
Are you trying to tell me that Scooby-Doo...
Well, no. Scooby-Doo is very educational.
So you're a witch?
Sure.
Okay, so what degree of witch are you? Are we talking Hermione? Are we talking Wicked Witch of the West?
I wish.
Blair Witch?
Well, I'm have some open experiences of like just going out in the woods, practicing like spells, doing stealing protection jars, stuff like that.
Can you make shit move with your mind?
It is possible for some people to do that, like ancient monks and stuff.
Telekinesis?
Yeah, well, it can happen.
Pyrokinesis?
Not pyrokinesis. That would be fucking nuts. I mean, that would be fucking cool, don't get me wrong. I wish so, but...
Well, you brought some things here. What are you pulling out?
This is, of course, the Ouija board, what we're going to be focusing on
You are
tonight.
utilizing a Hasbro brand Ouija board. I was using a...
Okay, you're the OG.
This is a William Full talking board Parker Brothers
Yours
set.
is the better shit.
Circa 1970.
Circa OG.
1972.
I admired this in the first video, not gonna lie.
Great.
But this was a Barnes & Noble, like, Christmas gift. Let's just put that
So
there.
the tools of the trade can be picked up at almost any, like, Barnes & Noble?
Yeah, pretty much. Like, they've made it basically a game, but spiritualism, like talking to the dead, dates back to the 19th century. Before. It's been, don't quote me on that date. I'm a dumb
Can you
motherfucker.
make ectoplasm come out your mouth?
Okay, first of all, in seances, those were all fake. Ectoplasm is, in like old pictures, that was gauze. But ectoplasm
Gauze?
is real. Yeah. So what?
Ectoplasm is real.
It is real, but like often in old photographs and stuff like that, there's I don't do a good job of explaining this.
Ectoplasm is real in what capacity? Like, is it slime?
Okay,
Is it like... I mean, obviously I know, but like, for
Right.
people who are at home...
Personally, I've never seen an exorcism, first of all, so I wouldn't confirm.
I have.
Okay, well, I
might have
had
watched
that
it a bit, but yeah.
Oh, well, you were performing?
I did. It's a long story. Keep going.
When someone's being exorcised, ectoplasm comes, like, everything comes out of every orifice. It's just you can't have any control of your body. Ectoplasm is a mix of,
So
like,
you're
bodily
telling
fluids
me
coming out of you.
fecal incontinence, what we're talking
Probably
about?
not. No, well, yes, fecal incontinence, most likely. Who's not gonna shit when they're getting a demon exorcised from their body? Let's be real.
That's fucking awful.
Well, it's real life.
So what's this that we're holding here?
These are tarot cards. I've actively been using these for about, I've had this about 2 years now. Basically, it's intuition, and the person puts their energies into the card, shuffles the deck, and I set them up a certain way. You flip the card, and I basically read your cards and what you interpret it as. It could be anything towards your life.
So if you
So.
flip the death card, I'm gonna die.
No, the death card does not mean you're gonna die. Anybody watching this that thinks the death card means you're gonna die, it does not. Death card means there is an end coming to something. It could mean an end coming to your job, an end coming to something good, something bad. It's any way you interpret it into your life. Yeah.
So what you're telling me is that tarot cards are like 90% in the user's head.
Not in the user's head, but like, I don't know. It's how you want to interpret it.
Okay.
But more than 90% of the time, it's...
Bullshit?
Well, you decide.
Okay.
Since you're the one that called me, bro.
Okay, now you also went into over the phone that you're gonna perform, or you possess the ability to perform black magic.
We discussed this on the phone.
Yeah, but then you also said that you're opposed to doing voodoo and hoodoo. Now, obviously, I know the difference between the two things. But for everyone at home, what is the difference between voodoo and hoodoo? And why are those off limits when you're okay with black magic?
Basically, the main belief of voodoo and hoodoo, one of them is do unto others as you would do unto yourself.
Isn't that like a lot of beliefs?
Yeah,
it's like the
is.
Hells Angels slogan.
Pretty much, but I believe in that, and if somebody's willing to perform, like, making dolls and killing people and, like, hurting people...
They're okay with
like,
that also being done to them.
And I'm not 100% on board with that myself.
Right, okay.
So, like, I'm not...
Could you
on
make
board
a
with it.
voodoo doll of Dante and hurt me with it?
I don't necessarily believe it would work. I'm sure I could, but I personally don't practice voodoo.
Why
so
would
don't-
I be immune to such a device?
You would have to ask a voodoo expert.
So you're not?
I'm not a
You're not like the
voodoo
guy
expert.
from Princess and the Frog?
No, I wish I was.
Okay.
That guy's kind of spooky.
He's fucking cool is what
He
he
is
is.
kind of badass.
Yeah.
Not gonna lie.
Hoodoo is different? Is that from like a different region?
That's... I haven't gone too much
You don't know what you're
into
talking
it.
about.
Well,
Move it up or down. Just twist this handle
Okay.
to loosen it.
a few things that I majorly wanted to point out in your video that I noticed. First of all, you did it by yourself.
Yes. I ain't afraid of no ghost. The Ouija board video took place a few months ago. I filmed
Right.
that. I have yet to be haunted in any serious capacity.
I'll say this. You never notice it at first.
Okay.
It's always small little shit, like maybe like a figurine moved a little bit or something fell off the shelf.
Okay.
Then it turns into you're hearing things like footsteps or knocking at the door when no one's home. Then it turns into shit flying off the shelves. It happened to anybody.
When can I expect to see these occurrences?
You never know.
Or is your presence being here going to like
No.
absolve me?
The energy that you put out is the energy that surrounds you. So
Right.
if you like say fight a lot or you're like a very angry person, like angry will manifest around you. If you're like a very like joking person or like ornery or something like that, it's going to be more playful. It's going to like move shit on you, or it just depends. It varies. I noticed when you were talking to the spirit, you were more demanding answers. You weren't asking like simple, straightforward questions like, I noticed you did ask, is there a present here? Then you said, make your presence known.
If there is a presence in this room, I would love to talk to you. My name is Dante Graves.
Like, very boldly, rather.
Okay.
Remind yourself, you are in their territory. How would you feel if someone walked up into your house and was like, yo, motherfucker, talk to me?
Right,
like,
okay.
You know, you gotta
I was in
considerate.
my house.
Well, true. To begin with.
Right.
Which is cool, but like going into Lox Grove is what I'm saying.
Okay.
You're in a place where there are people at rest. You do have to respect their grounds. You do have to respect that is their breeding. That is their...
They're breeding?
I said
The dead
I wanted
people
to
are
say
fucking-
breeding ground for some fucking reason. Mind yourself, it was a church. There were weddings, there were funerals, there were
And now there is a
burials.
graffiti picture of a penis
And-
that says Beaner Wiener. Beaner Wiener, I believe is what that says, and this is presumed to be...
To when you were done with the board. You didn't say goodbye, and it did start to move a little bit. I don't know if Zach moved it, I don't know if you moved it, I don't know if you were aware of it, but it started moving towards yes, and you went, nope, this is dumb.
I'm just fucking... This is bullshit. Yeah.
And you were
That
done
was
with it.
me moving.
Was that you moving it?
I
okay.
moved that.
I wasn't for sure.
I was joking.
I wasn't there, so
Right.
like, but you just went. You ended it too quickly, basically,
Okay.
and you didn't say goodbye.
I sat there for a long time.
I'm sure you did, but
My
like,
butt was numb.
you have to have honest, straightforward, and respectful questions, and the patience for those questions to be answered.
Okay, I'm gonna really try to keep an open mind.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna convince myself that it works,
Okay,
but I'm not gonna move it.
that's fine. I won't
I
either.
fucking promise you.
Pinky swear on camera.
Okay.
That's not going to be
If
moved.
you bullshit me, I'll know.
I will not bullshit you, sir. Just for the proof that I am fucking right in this one.
We're gonna now pack up and go to Lox Grove Cemetery and Church. We're gonna try this out, and we're gonna see if we can see some ghosts on this episode of the Dante Graves Show. Sneeze. Bless you in the name of the Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Okay, so Blair, we are now at Lox Grove Church.
Yes.
We have our William Fuld talking board. How about you give us a little bit of knowledge about the church?
All right, so there is a sort of a backstory that you gave in your previous
Yes,
video.
the building was lit on fire with children inside of it. I know the history of the church, so for our people at home, you should enlighten them as to
Okay.
what actually took place.
All right, so it was originally a church. I don't know exact years, but my grandmother was actually married in this church and has pictures of being in this church. Funerals were held in this church, and then it was for a brief amount of time a schoolhouse. I wanted to debunk the high school story behind it.
The reason that they will not tear the church down, I learned tonight, is because it is the last known remaining piece of Gothic architecture that was built from
Yes.
whenever the fuck, so they can't tear it down, even though there's a
And-
bunch of wieners on the walls and all that kind of
And that's very sad. They it was like he said, the original historical goth building, and they did actually entirely redo the church, new pews, a piano. Historically, they had it how it would have been, and then assholes came in and destroyed it with graffiti, and it to this day is how it stands. They don't want to redo it because they don't want it to be destroyed again. So it is here until it rots, unfortunately, and it is very sad.
So let's go play Ouija on the grounds of the fruits of their labor.
Birds out here.
What?
There's a lot of birds out here.
It's outdoors.
Right?
Good? Okay, you can close. Yeah, sure, fuck it, whatever.
We do have to watch the cars because this is considered private property and technically you're trespassing. Don't put that in the video.
Okay. There you go. We are now once again at the entrance of Lox Grove Church. It has not changed a day, not aged a single bit. So, Blair, lead the way and let's re-explore Lox Grove Church. Oh, how's it going?
So where would a good place to set up be?
Well, you're the witchcraft expert, so you tell me.
We'll just hop a squat, good buddy.
We're gonna get set up and we'll be right back as soon as our séance is ready to be executed.
Alright, ready?
You ready? I think this is okay.
So to start off with, we'll want first fingers.
There?
Yes.
Okay.
Barely apply pressure. Just kind of float it at the top. I'll do the main talking. We'll
Okay.
just have one person talk. Feel free to ask a question, but just kind of we don't want to overlap and confuse anybody, you know.
Right.
All right. A little less pressure than that. I can kind of feel you. All right.
I can feel you.
All right. Weird. If there is anybody here listening to us, we welcome your presence. We welcome you to communicate with us through this board. Is there someone here with us? I was here before and made contact with somebody. Is that person still here? Were you a clergy person of this church? Did you go to this church? No? Do you like church? Yes. Do you like being here? Why don't you like being here? G. F. U. H. D. Is that do you want us to leave? Yes? Why do you want us to leave? E, V. Goodbye.
You are pulling on this.
No.
Yes.
I made you a promise.
I'm not entirely convinced.
Okay.
You should,
Do you want somebody else to sit here? Or do you want me to leave? What would you prefer?
Well, if I do it by myself, you said I'd get possessed.
Yeah, no, I don't want you to do it by yourself.
Okay.
Just for your safety.
Barbara. Why not? You're just too scared?
I just don't want to do it.
No.
I want to check something out in the back of this church. I'm good on this. I'll
Okay.
take your word for it. If I got any cool audio out of the mic after the fact, I will be very open with disclosing the said information. Last time I was not entirely honest with everybody. I did get some weird shit picked up on the mic. It's just roll around. What?
Okay, you're good.
It's fucking loud right behind us.
I don't hear anything.
You couldn't hear. It's fucking wings
No,
flying.
I didn't hear any of that.
You're full of shit.
I would like to thank Blair King for helping us perform that séance. The dubious nature of it is obviously up for debate. I'll let you guys decide on that. All I did was participate in such a thing. However, I did get a comment on my last video here at the Lox Grove Church that there is a
Indian burial ground
behind the church, I don't know what one of those would look like or if I'd even be able to see such a thing, but I have never been behind the church, so we're just gonna go check it out and see if I can find anything cool. And then I'm gonna get out of here because I really wanna eat some fucking pizza right now. Give me some light. Give me that light. There's some broken glass down here. Do you think it's still a good idea?
No.
Fuck! Okay, so we're now outside of Lox Grove Church. This fall was actually quite large, if you look here. There's a lot of broken glass here, and I almost hit this fucking metal thing here. But I didn't, and that's why I am here and you are watching. There's actually some graffiti on the outside of the church. I never knew that. And I actually have kind of a penchant for graffiti. I think it's pretty underrated art form, and this is some pretty well done stuff. This is kind of sloppy. It says, "What an excellent day for an exorcism." That's actually what that says. That's awesome. The board of wood. Oh, no way. What the hell is that? We have the underneath of Lox Grove Church. Check this shit out. Oh. Do you see that? I want to go in there. Do you think I could fit in there? I could go in there.
There's animals that come in there.
Well, there's a lot of fucking spider webs too. Man, okay, if we do a Lox Grove, if this video gets enough views, I'm gonna do a Lox Grove 3, and I bet your ass I'll fucking crawl in here. No one's ever gone underneath Lox Grove. Oop, kill the lights. If anyone asks, we're doing photography for a student project. I heard a noise. I heard a truck. Okay, I think we're good. Piece of ceiling. Is this the area they're talking about where there's an Indian burial ground? Lox Grove, once again, drastically disappointed me. Whether or not the Ouija board thing was real, that's up for you guys to decide. It's kind of hard to really tell. My feelings on it are kind of irrelevant, obviously. I think you all know how I feel. I'm Dante Graves, obviously. But we checked out the back of the church. Not really anything special. Whether or not there's Indians buried under there, that's also up for debate. I'm kind of gonna give up on Lox Grove. I know everyone keeps saying it's fucking haunted, but I've been out here twice now and really tried to get something to rile up, and I have yet to see anything. If you have any other cool haunted locations within Iowa that I can get to that are not called the Villisca Axe Murder House, please suggest. But yeah, as of right now, I'm gonna call it this time. Thank you for joining us on the Dante Graves Show. Tune in next week, same Dante time, same Dante channel, and you guys have a great night. Ooh.